So I figured I probably should do a bit of a build breakdown, quote unquote. Basically sort of what I'm running and what's done to it. I've had this car now for nearly 9 years. It came to me as a 6 litre, and then I just sort of tidied it up as we went along. It's an iron block LQ9, so out of a Chevy Escalade. Then we've gone and done a piston rod combo. Nothing too extravagant. Athena cut ring gasket, CHE trunnions, just the basic sort of high horsepower sort of LS thing. Borg Warner S482 in the T4 footprint. So trying to sort of keep that transient boost time down by keeping a T4 on it. It is still a 4-drive at the end of the day, except I sort of disagree with all the haters that say you can't have a big cam, this and that in a 4-drive. I previously had a really large NA cam and had no dramas with it at all whatsoever. I've owned the car for about 8 years now, so you notice all the bracing and everything that's been done has just sort of been done over time. It's a pretty basic setup. Shorty, 89 model. We RHS the sills, braced the whole car up because we kept tearing the radiators. It's got King hydros and 2.5 body shocks. All the chassis braced. Having the RHS sills is a new one, so I'm interested to see how these go. Hopefully the car is nice and rigid and I don't have too many dramas. Got the GU lookalike rear tail lights. I do have a rear bar to go on, still just a time and money thing. Bonnet actually come from Saudi Arabia, not UAE, and it's from a place on Instagram called Jafari. So I've been trying to get some back doors, but we're actually having some trouble just with shipping. You can't get anything out of the country, so COVID's hit them hard over there. Full standalone ECU, Holley Terminator X. Pretty much stoked with this thing. Like, it has been no issues whatsoever. And anything that has come up has been good for me to sort of learn and force me out of my comfort zone. We'll still have a transfer lever. I need to make another lever up and find a detent for the side of the gearbox. And then the next step will be trying to get some interior back into this thing. Take it a little bit away from the race car and back to more of a street weekender. So really excited to get this thing on the road and beat the absolute shit out of it. Obviously stuff's going to break. It is still a factory gearbox. I've broken a factory gearbox with 300 horsepower and I am hoping to sort of go somewhere around that 1000 to 1100 hub. I'd honestly like to crack 1100 hub to shut up the wheel dyno haters, because obviously when you run that much power on the dyno, doing it on a 4-drive tyre is probably the dumbest thing you could do, but the internet doesn't always understand that. So a lot of the original bump stops and fab work and bracing was actually done by Fats, but Harley also works for Fats, who is now Waltech Performance. So it's been good to have him on board with the build as well. We went with a bit of a panel van look. At the time, it sort of hadn't been done before. Not that that really matters. I've obviously seen the idea somewhere. Everyone sees or gets an idea from somewhere. So very happy with the car in general. Still needs a little bit of TLC, but definitely going to get used and abused. Still nice and dark in here, but we've got a rear drawer set up. Nothing too much in there. Jumper, sun visor, dog bowl, just basic shit. Air hose, compressors under the seat. So something I do like about the car is got a custom built sub. So Harley built me a box that actually fits in between the roll cage. Only running on one battery at the moment, so we'll be running these, don't quote me, I think it's in series. So what I'll do is actually hook the positive to the positive, the negative to the negative, but have the negative on the second battery. Keeps it running in 12 volt. Hopefully a little bit more amps, keep it happy. But yeah, pretty basic setup. Don't need to sort of reinvent the wheel to try and make big power with an LS. The reason it has been time consuming for me is obviously money and time. Constantly overbooked myself, which I seem to keep doing, and it really hinders me. So very excited, not long to go, and you will see it getting the shit beat out of it. The car actually runs really good. It's dead cold now. I will start it up in a sec. Still haven't hooked up my fuel pressure sensor, so it will run up into the side of the reg here. There's a few small things to do. No overflow or washer bottle over the side, yeah. We will tidy up that side of the car as well, cover it all up. But it is finally whole again, and I can hit the key and it runs, so big achievement. Having issues with clutch, mostly due to my own sort of stuff around. So next step will be to try and just re-bleed it a couple more times, see how it goes. Waiting on a throttle cable bracket still, so I can't really go too far anyway. But yeah, it's pretty well done. Do need to move my power steering line. That'll be probably the last thing. There's got enough length there, so I'll just run it over this side of the belt here. But has coolant in it, has oil in it, has power, has fuel in it. Yeah, it's a car again. So I'll find some keys and start it up for you. And yeah, it is dead cold. Hasn't been run today. Last time I run it was probably 2 days ago now. First startup went pretty well, thanks to Cornick for his laptop, and Ricky Fenwick. So Ricky's done a lot of tuning for me just through TeamView. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Dash is up, so just a basic Terminator X kit, nothing crazy, but here we go. So yeah, sounds really good. I'm really happy with it, but I won't piss off the neighbours too much. They haven't complained at all, so don't want to push the buttons more than I need to. Hopefully we're going for a full exhaust. Need to make an ECU mount. There's still heaps to do to the car. The main goal for the moment though is just fix the clutch. Whether the gearbox has to come back out again or not, it is what it is, and we need to get it done. And then yeah,